Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are doing a review of Marvel Legends Hasbro Uncanny X-Men Retro Carded Professor Xavier from the Savage Land. Front of the card looks pretty cool. They kind of got it like a comic book stylized artwork with the little corner box up here. You got the little heads of the characters in the comic books. We got Wolverine, Rogue, Professor X, Storm, and Gambit up there. Says he's in a safari suit in different languages. Accessories, he's got the trigger hands, he's got the fists affixed to the figure, and then he's got the double penetration hand for when he wants to put it against his temple to look like he's using his telepathic abilities, like he is here in the picture. Then he also comes with the Cerebro helmet. Pretty cool front. And then on the back, we got some promo pics, little close-up of him with the Cerebro helmet, and then we got him using his mind control powers. Got a little write-up summary over here. In the treacherous jungles of a hidden Antarctic valley, Charles Xavier finds himself without his powers alongside Magneto amidst a slew of prehistoric creatures. So that's what we got. Let's open this guy up. All right, just a quick look at him in the plastic mold. Those eyebrows are crazy. He looks like he's got makeup on. My buddy said that he thought that Professor X here looks like Ming the Merciless. And he might. Just maybe a couple qualms, but one of them is the effects. Like, what? He's shown here with the mind effect, the purple that's kind of glowing around his head on the box here. Why didn't we get that? Why couldn't we get some kind of mind effect? Like at least something that we got with the hover chair Professor X, you know? That would have been kind of nice. Anyways, we're gonna bust them out right here and now. Pop them out. Is that a different Cerebro helmet? Am I gonna have to bust out my Cerebro helmets that I got with all the other figures? Alright. So just to get a good close look here. Looks like some G.I. Joe trigger hands. And then of course we got the I'm Thinking Wolverine finger. And then let's have a nice little look here at the Cerebro helmet. I like it. Looks pretty cool. As for the figure, pretty cool. So this is supposed to look like the figure from the animated series. And he gets stuck on the Savage Land. Motherfucker. Do it! Oh man, I don't know what happened here, but back to Professor Xavier here. Decent figure. I swear you could add this to your G.I. Joe collection. All in army green. It looks like a military guy. He's practically saluting. You know, maybe head swap. Maybe cover up those X's with some military patches or something. I don't know, but it's doable. But yeah, it's a lot of green, and it's green plastic, so they were probably printed out, you know, like all green. And then you added these X symbols, which are on there pretty clean, I'd say. That one's a little rough, but maybe it's just because of the, I don't know. Is it because of the texture? I can't tell. But The articulation is decent, you know, standard. He looks up about that far. He looks down pretty good. The shoulder joints, everything's pretty tight. I think that's what you get when you kind of get a nice plastic molding that's all the same color. Pinless elbows, pinless knees. He can kick himself in the back pretty easily. Got the swappable hands, but you also got the swivel and pivot. Oh, it pivots this way. Fists usually pivot, yep, that way. So, you know, decent figure. Waist twist, belt looks all right. Paint is clean on there. He does the splits about like that. Thigh cut, boot cut, and then you got the rocker down at the ankle. Rock and roll! Go back, my God. Come on now. So yeah, not really much special about this figure. I'm glad that he came with a Cerebro helmet, but a power effect, like a telepathic effect, would have been nicer. Maybe even like a swappable head, to give him a less evil look. I don't know. In my head, Professor Xavier is like one of the biggest, baddest enemies of the X-Men. That's my opinion. He just always seems like a bad dude, and he's like lying to him, or he like turns against him, or he turns evil or something. And you know, he's a scary guy when he's evil, and he just looks freaky. Look at that. Looks like he's got some lipstick on too. Mutant. Anyway, doesn't look bad. It just, I guess they have to accentuate those eyebrows because he's kind of known for that. He doesn't have hair on his head, so he's got to make up for it somehow, right? Nice little black paint there for the t-shirt underneath the long sleeve shirt. So paint is good, almost perfect. The articulation, standard, but everything is tight. There's nothing really loosey-goosey. This is a little tight down here, but if it's a problem, I'll hit it with some hot water or a hair dryer. Again, accessories is the one kind of thing that brings it back, but it's such a standard figure. I'm gonna give it a 6.5. 6.5 on the Xavier. So let's do some comparisons. We're gonna just jump right into it. So, I mean, I just look at things like what could they have done better, and I just think that accessories would have been the X factor, so to speak. You know, what else can you do with Professor X? He's got to be bald. You know, maybe he's got a wheelchair, but in this case, they weren't going to make a deluxe figure. They wanted to just make your regular run-of-the-mill Professor Xavier. And they achieved that. Just would have been nice. Maybe a telepathic effect that kind of clasps on the back of his head. Maybe an alt head. But 6.5. We're going to bring in the hover chair Professor Xavier, just so you can see what I'm talking about with the psychic effect there. You know, it's just kind of wrapping around his head, just kind of going wow, 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 wow. So, decent figure. We needed the update. Maybe we'll get another suited Charles, pinless. I mean, look at this guy's arms. They're super small. This guy, Professor X, looks like he's been working out. He's big and beefy. He's almost like Lex Luthor, kind of big. And this almost reminds me of a Lex Luthor figure. Maybe I should bust out my DC Universe Classics and do a little comparison. Yeah, I think I will. Then we got the Warlord that we got not too long ago. The Shi'ar Warlord, Professor Xavier. That goes with the training suits that came out a couple years ago when we got a couple 3-packs with like Wolverine and Jubilee and Psylocke and Banshee. Banshee was a great addition. Gambit and Forge. So I just got rid of the Professor Xavier. Which one was it? Oh, it was the black suited with like the big bubble cerebral helmet. Oh gosh, what was it? It was the Krakoa Charles Xavier, I think. I'm pretty sure. Or Power of X, something like that. Anyways, the legs were getting all warped and bendy, so I just had to say goodbye. Pretty happy with this figure. Seems pretty sturdy, except for this is what's going on here. Why is that bending upward? I like the cape. I like the new style capes they're using with these kind of fold-arounds here. If they did them in like softer plastic, that would be cool. Maybe a little more malleable. That would be neato. Let's bring in the guy that he's running around in the Savage Land with. His buddy Eric Lensher Magnus, or Magneto. Hello, Charles. Hello, Magnus. I think this is the Magneto from the Family Values pack that came with Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. He is all pegged up, but decent figure. I really wish, and people complaining about this because we got pretty much the same figure for the X-Men 97 version, but Magneto should be a little bit bigger, I think. He's always portrayed as buff in the comics. Yeah, he's got gray hair, but he just seems so youthful and while being wise. I don't know. I just think that they should come out with a bigger Buck for, slightly bigger than the Vulcan body. So there we got Magneto. We'll set him in the back here. While we're at it, let's measure this guy's height. Where can I go? Looks about 6 1/4. Practically on the dot. All right. Now we're going to bring forth some of Professor Xavier's X-Men. And that is the X-Men 97 Wolverine, as well as the X-Men 97 Cyclops. To me, my X-Men. Doesn't he sound evil? Don't I sound evil when I do Professor Xavier? He's evil. Come on, guys. This looks kind of rad. This might have to be the glamour shot I put for the cover. I might have to put Magneto up on like a stand or up on a box here, but that's looking pretty neat. All right. Another one. We got Legion. Legion's doing yoga. Oh. Legion is Professor Xavier's son. He's a kook. He creates alternate universes. He can basically, I think he just like picks up any power he wants to. He has just a bunch of powers that he can switch from, and I think that leads to him having psychological problems. Multiple personalities for each power that he generates. Crazy hairstyle. He's got the ER scrubs on because he's in a mental facility. We'll put him down there. He's honing his powers. Alright, we gotta make some room. We got a big boy coming in. So when we're talking about Charles Xavier's family, of course, you gotta talk about Legion. But you also have to talk about I'm the Juggernaut, bitch. This is the Build-A-Figure Juggernaut. As you can see, he's got the belt. He's got the tattered helmet. Tattered everything. Big old Build-A-Figure. Juggernaut's one of my favorite villains. Well, and now he's like in the X-Men, which is crazy. And he seems good. But do you guys think we need an update to Juggernaut? We got the 2-pack with Colossus one, and I prefer that one, but I just haven't shown off this one in a while, so I just thought I'd grab them and put them in the video. They're basically the same sculpt. Hopefully we get a new Juggernaut and I can bust out all my Juggernauts and make comparisons. But yeah. How you doing, Chuck? You're always welcome in my house, Kane. It's the company you keep I don't like. Yeah. Remember that? He's talking about Black Tom. This Professor Xavier is a racist. No, I'm just kidding. That's kind of a Deadpool 2 joke there. And finally, I was going to bring out Sinister because, you know, they're on the Savage Land, but it's, I don't know. I busted them out for a comparison like maybe a week ago, so I brought in somebody else. Pretty random. We got everything falling over, pop bottles everywhere. We got Silver Samurai. I think this is an extremely underrated figure. He's kind of got the thick legs, but I like the diaphragm swivel and waist twist, which makes for some good posing. Pretty cool character. They show him a couple times in XMEN 97. Grab this Coke bottle here. Which was also kind of random. You know, I was like, why do they keep showing Silver Samurai? Like, how is he relevant? And he's not. Oh boy. All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. The rating on the figure is a 6.5 out of 10. Decent figure, just nothing special. Hasbro didn't go too far with this figure. They kind of kept it simple. And, you know, they got a double on it. They didn't quite hit the home run. But you know what? Half the time they're not gonna. But that's why we collect. We're hopeful that we'll keep getting better ones. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want, check out my eBay store, my Instagram. Information will be in the comments or down in the description. Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the next one. New Eternia Triclops is coming up next. We'll see you then. Peace.
Order me a pizza.
Just real quick, guys, I brought in the DC Universe Classics Lex Luthor. Couple of cue ball buddies. Couple of genius bald-headed guys. Lex Luthor's got some like rosacea shit going on here. Boy, he's old. So yeah, you can use this for your Lex Luthor if you really wanted. All right, guys, thanks. Bye.